City volunteer Wang Jizhen, who works as a cleaner, donates money she has saved for 10 years to DaAi TV. Ormoc Da Ai villagers express gratitude to volunteers through songs for the after-storm cleanup. Welcome to DaAi Headlines. I'm Margaret Lin. Thank you for joining us. We begin today's program in Taiwan. DaAi Television celebrated its 20th anniversary on January 1st. For the past 20 years, DaAi TV staff has worked with one heart to spread wholesome stories that can purify people's minds. With the support of many people from different walks of life, the station is able to uphold its ideals till this very day.
DaAi TV staff members work with one heart to perform a scene from the Lotus Sutra, symbolizing the perseverance of the TV station. Since DaAi TV was inaugurated on January 1, 1998, it has been spreading wholesome stories highlighting truth and beauty. Ling Defu from Singapore used to lead a wayward life, smoking, taking drugs, and beating up his wife. He said that DaAi TV's programs have saved his family.
DaAi
TV encourages people to do good deeds, helping those in need. I was deeply touched since I've never helped other people. DaAi TV is a role model for me.
Utilizing the latest technology, DaAi TV has been spreading wholesome stories for 20 years.
We are able to purify people's minds with the support of global Tzu Chi volunteers. As people gain wisdom, they can pay more attention to their thoughts and wisdom as they give to the benefits of the public.
There's energy and strength in the minds of the staff members.
我来大爱台超过16年了，
快满23年了，
大约12年左右。
There are senior staff members who have dedicated their youth to working at DaAi TV.
拜托转档如期完成。
专案中心帮你搞定。
The staff members are grateful for the interdepartmental support they get from their colleagues.
在幕后付出的同仁。
Usually by the time I arrive at the scene, my colleagues have already set up everything for us.
The staff is also grateful to Tzu Chi volunteers who have taken on the task of typing transcripts and doing voiceovers.
I wish I could stay pure and kind and continue to grow with DaAi TV.
Even the lunchboxes have surprised the guests of the celebration. The food is delicately placed, including carrots that have been molded into the number 20. The kitchen volunteers are cutting the carrots. They need to be mindful about its thickness and not exert too much force when molding it. For 3 consecutive days, DaAi TV staff worked during the lunch break to make more than 1,000 lunch boxes so the celebration guests can enjoy the wonderful food.
DaAi TV has continuously improved its broadcasting technology and information system. From the early days of video, the station took the lead in digitizing its entire broadcast platform. Despite the difficulty associated with this conversion, the overall result has been sustainable and successful.
What I'm looking at is the storage space for videotapes from the early days of DaAi TV. They actually continue to exist and are stored in this place.
These full-length videotapes, which are about the size of a book, contain the wonderful history of DaAi TV. This precious collection spans 20 years.
In the past, all of DaAi TV's programs were made on videotapes. All of our work was relied upon these tapes.
However, DaAi TV would face a very big challenge in its 3rd year of operation, which would threaten this precious collection. In 2001, Typhoon Nari brought heavy rain and hovered over Taiwan for 50 hours, leading to record rainfall and flooding. Northern Taiwan was hit the hardest as the Keelung River broke through Taipei City's embankments. The MRT's Banan line flooded, along with the Taipei main station, along with parking lots in the Xinyi district, creating traffic in the area. DaAi TV located in Nangang wasn't spared from the flood waters.
当天的6、7点吧，我们回到了大爱台。
At 6 and 7 o'clock that day, we returned to DaAi TV and they began pumping the water, but it had still flooded the B1 level, and we waited until half of this water was removed, and some were able to go in to make sure that no one could be poisoned. When we eventually went in, it was still quite hard to see, and you could feel around and see our videotapes. I called for some plastic bins to put our videotapes inside, where we could wash the tapes with water and rescue them.
把救出来的影带丢在整理箱以后泡在里面。
At the time, the library for these tapes was the 4th floor in the basement, which along with the studio and parking lot were all covered in muddy water. Also, the power supply system was completely flooded, meaning that broadcast news programs couldn't continue, as many colleagues canceled their vacation to come back to the office to help with the rescue efforts to find and set up a temporary studio. Remarkably, after just 8 hours, the broadcast resumed.
I felt so touched at the time we were using brushes to clean off the mud. And later, coach buses were coming with volunteers, and they taught us to use the brush this way, in a sort of meditative manner. Some masters even came up from Hualien, and they sat quietly over there doing this work from the beginning.
Tzu volunteers also set up a center in the Guandu grounds to rescue more than 20,000 videotapes.
Everyone was delighted and even cried when the first videotape was played and the master's voice and image was seen. I really thought we had done a great job, and we proved that we could do it, which led more people to be mobilized. As more and more tour buses came, as this was really a mission impossible, and what we did really touched people.
更觉得它是一件能成功的事情，然后就全部我记得那时候真的是全台重点，就一辆一辆的游览车这样子过来。
Now all these rescued tapes are carefully stored on the shelves in this library.
This library is kept at a constant temperature and humidity, as we hope that we can permanently preserve these tapes.
Kept at a constant temperature and humidity, this film library preserves all the compassionate works that Tzu does all over the world.
就是善良的事情。
It's good to make a record and have everything well organized and tell the story well, so that everyone can see the virtue and kindness. For convenience sake, all of these videotapes have been digitized.
利用上面的方便，所有的片子都已经完成数位化。
Overcoming this difficult period of time has led DaAi TV into the digital realm, becoming the first to implement an all-digital broadcast system in 2005, which won a Golden Bell Award.
大爱电视台数位实验室研发的全数位直播系统获得研究发展奖。
当时我们在短短9
At that time, it took us just 9 months, as we had to start from scratch and complete everything with this digital broadcasting system for DaAi TV.
After converting to digital broadcast, the production of programs and broadcasts became much faster, was more accurate as the pace of progress never stopped. In 2012, a high-definition channel was launched and rapid developments in technology continued to progress.
这个就是
This is DaAi TV's content on the internet.
内容。
In 2013, the DaAi TV app was officially launched, allowing one to watch 2 different DaAi TV stations, integrating this media and new broadcast technology to reach out to a more diverse group of viewers.
Now this whole broadcast environment emphasizes blogging and social media. Our monthly publication and magazines, radio and television station all have to make use of this digital convergence to convey our content.
Everyone is now empowered to be part of media, expanding DaAi TV's reach from traditional media to interactive audiovisual sharing, entering into new communities.
当年我们在做这个数位化系统的时候，
When we were doing this digitization process, our engineering staff made a wish that we could transmit a good signal every second until we die. That was our wish.
每1秒钟都跑善良的讯号，我们做实也 是我的愿。
In the past, every minute and every second of each broadcast has been carefully managed and looked after. In this new era, which is more inclusive and allows more input from the public, even more work and commitment will be needed to maintain the high standards of this network.
Among the people who support DaAi TV is Wang季蓁, who comes from Tainan. Wang works as a cleaner and she earns only $835 each month. With this meager income, she has been very frugal as she has to shoulder her family's financial burden. However, she was able to save $334 a month for 10 years and donates the money to DaAi TV. Wang季蓁monthly salary, $835, is her family's only source of income.
My husband wants to change his job, but he didn't find any employer that needs to hire a driver. Even when he found a job, the employer complained of his age.
One has to shoulder her family's financial burden, but she never complains as she has changed her thoughts.
Master Zheng said that if we feel happy to bear, then everything will be easier for us. However, if we're unwilling to do, then everything will become a burden. After learning Master's teachings, I have changed my thoughts and become more optimistic.
To support her family financially, one sometimes takes on many cases of cleaning service. By carefully managing the monthly cost of living expenses, she is able to save $334 a month for 10 consecutive years and donates this to the DaAi TV station.
If my children throw about the money which I have left them, then it will be meaningless to save money. I can donate it to DaAi TV because it is a global TV station.
She cherishes everything she has, and she always keeps anything that she can wear or eat.
For 10 years, one hasn't bought clothes, as she always wears second-hand clothes.
Since I donated money in 2007, I have not bought any clothes. I've been frugal since then, but before I joined Tzu Chi, I was very extravagant.
After completing her work here, she has to hurry to another place. This is the place she likes, where she does the work she is especially good at.
She is very optimistic and she participated in almost every activity. She not only volunteers to serve others, but she also does recycling. She also shows up in the study group.
As a cleaner, I do what I can to help. I hope everyone can join hands to help those in need. As long as we have the ability to do so, we should try our best to help the needy. It's happy to help others.
Having experienced the joy of helping others, one wants to spread the compassion and happiness to more people. In 2003, DaAi TV was very well known in Malacca, Malaysia, with only a very few people subscribing to the channel. However, some Tzu Chi volunteers were loyal audience members at that time. Some of them have learned about Buddhism from the program, while others learned about the value of serving others.
This is the receipt for subscribing DaAi TV in 2003. It's so precious that I finally found the best TV station for my life.
That year is the 6th year since DaAi TV first broadcasted, and Chu Yok Chun in Malaysia is already a loyal audience member.
Every day I can listen to Master Zheng Buddhist teachings on TV. It's a tremendous blessing. From watching and listening, I can feel that her lectures comes into my heart immediately.
Taking notes while watching TV, for Chu Yok Chun, DaAi's program not only provides her entertainment, but also a platform to learn about Buddhism, so that she can keep encouraging herself.
It helped me to ease my worries, and I can often reflect my behaviors and try to adjust it.
The other fan of DaAi TV is Sheila T. She often forgets about her works at hand when watching DaAi drama.
Even when she's working, she is watching the television. She will slow down her motions.
Despite saying that, her husband supports her passion for DaAi TV fully. They were both unfamiliar about Tzu Chi in the beginning, but after watching DaAi's programs, they've come to realize the joy to be a volunteer.
When we watched DaAi TV more and more, we started to go to Tzu Chi grounds to do recycling.
I saw the Master's compassion on DaAi TV, and I saw the good deeds Tzu Chi volunteers have been doing. The more I watch it, the surer I'm about being a lifetime Tzu Chi volunteer.
Now that the husband and wife are both certified as Tzu Chi volunteers, and they are more determined to walk the Tzu Chi path.
I've learned the lessons of life, and I've come to understand that you can stay calm when facing difficulties, and you can let go of many things.
Many people will choose to go on vacation during long holidays. However, some people choose to volunteer during such breaks. Have you noticed that many volunteers in different places have not taken days off? Nonetheless, they enjoy spending their holidays providing services to others.
In the luggage room of Kaohsiung's railway station, the shelves are full of tourist store luggage. Volunteers who normally work at the lobby come in to help.
I'm very happy that I've helped others, even just doing little things. It's nice.
These volunteer services are very precious to our station because they're very passionate to help, and they've also made up the insufficient human resources here for us.
The train station is packed during the holiday, but changing a scene to the recycling station and is much relaxed. Here, the plastic bottle needs to get rid of its cap and needs to be separated by colors. On the other side, how to deal with paper boxes also requires knowledge. There are more and more cars on the street. The voluntary traffic police started their job earlier in the morning. They choose to spend their holiday giving services to others, but the indescribable joy can be clearly seen on their faces.
In the aftermath of Tropical Storm Kai-tak, Tzu Chi volunteers in the Philippines mobilized to help clean up the Ormoc Da Ai village with a 4-day work for relief program. At the last day's campfire party, many of the villagers sang songs to express their gratitude. Among the children who are singing is a little girl who has donated money to volunteers. Her story has moved many, inspiring Da Ai villagers to also contribute their share. Wow. This is the last day of the 4-day cleanup with Work for Relief program. In total, 735 Da Ai villagers have participated in this event, with more than 100 volunteers helping out.
In the end, from tragedy, we saw unity.
To express his gratitude, this Ormoc volunteer works very hard to write song lyrics, as he wants to present his feelings after the storm at the nice party. The campfire party is full of love and warmth. Young volunteers also take turns singing songs.
Hey, jingle bells, jingle bells, jingle all the way.
Former Ormoc City Mayor Edward Codila also says thanks to the volunteers.
Thanks for all of your help, allowing the Da Ai village to restore to its former look. All the villagers feel very happy.
With the love and company of Tzu Chi volunteers, Da Ai villagers can now see hope in the new year. Prior to the arrival of the new year,慈济volunteers in China went to Lianhua Town in Changsha, Hunan, for the 4th year of winter aid distributions. This time, volunteers went into each of the homes of local residents to give out supplies, interacting with locals as if they were family members.
Helping care recipient Li Chun'e to put on his new coat, Tzu volunteers come to Lianhua Town in Changsha, Hunan for this winter aid distribution. However, this year it's a bit different. They bring the cooking oil, rice, clothes, and quilts directly to the home of 124 care recipients. Volunteers sincerely greet the local residents like a family reunited. They help to put on Lunar New Year couplets as well as inquire about their health condition. Su Huayuan works hard every day doing household chores as volunteers specifically tell her to take care of her hands. This care recipient is He Hongye, an outstanding student in school, as his family shows the volunteer 4 award certificates he got this year. The volunteer also encouraged him to show great manners. The care recipient Yi Guiming is very touched when seeing Master Zhen Yan's greeting letter.
The masters said that we Tzu volunteers around the world should bring our love and care here.
The mayor of Lianhua Town, Huang Wei, recognizes Tzu's spirit, which is to help people in poverty, and he hopes to have future cooperation.
There are some other problems like renovating the restrooms and wastewater management. We hope the foundation can give us support with your ideology and experiences to help us complete these tasks.
Tzu volunteers come here to show care for the local residents in need. The 4th year of winter distribution has planted many good seeds for a loving connection. To give is much happier and profitable than to gain.
In DaAi, Taiwan, there is a couple that both suffer from major illnesses. After getting into a car accident 2 months ago, the wife has been unable to clean up their living environment. To provide them with a clean home, Tzu volunteers recently mobilized to help them clean up.
Using the cleaning enzyme, Guo Meirong wipes the refrigerator. She recalls that when she first visited Mr. Chen, his house was messy and cluttered.
I've not smelled such foul odor for a long time. I then rushed outside and took deep breath before coming back inside.
1 year ago, Mrs. Chen was diagnosed with ovarian cancer. She got into a car accident 2 months ago. Mr. Chen suffers from a rare disease.
His fingers cannot touch anything as they hurt when coming into contact with even water. Mr. Chen suffers from a rare disease. After learning about this, I thought about how we can deliver love and care to them.
Tzu volunteers spend 3 hours cleaning up Mr. Chen's living environment. During the process, the volunteers serve with joy and best wishes for this family.
For Malacca Tzu kindergartens in Malaysia join hands to hold a 2-day teacher training camp, giving teachers a chance to fight back their aspiration for education. We will leave you with these images. Goodbye.